Okay, in this video, we are going to talk about the exploration of the Americas and the colonization of what is called today the United States. We need to talk about Christopher Columbus in order to understand exploration and colonization. Native Americans, American Indians, and Columbus. Christopher Columbus sailed from Spain in 1492. He wanted to go to the Indies. People in Europe liked things from the Indies. Many Europeans traveled very far by land to get there. Columbus hoped to find a better way to get there. He wanted to sail there from Europe. Columbus sailed west across the Atlantic Ocean. He didn't land in the Indies. He landed on some islands near the Atlantic coast of North America. In stories and in school, children often learn that Columbus discovered America. However, before the Europeans arrived in America, people already lived here. Columbus called these native people Indians. Today, we call them Native Americans. Columbus shipped hundreds of the Indians back to Spain to sell as slaves. Most of them died on the way to Spain or soon after they arrived. He ordered the Indians to find gold. He punished or killed Indians who didn't find enough gold each year. Hundreds of thousands of Indians died in the years after 1492. Today, there are 562 federally recognized tribal governments of American Indian tribes in Alaska, natives in the United States. So here you see some of the Indian tribes: Pueblo, Arkansas, Seminole, Pawnee, Sioux, Cross, Snakes, Blackfeet. Let's go over the questions they might ask you. What is one reason colonists came to America? You only need to say one. You could say freedom, political liberty, religious freedom, economic opportunity, practice their religion, escape persecution. Who lived in America before the Europeans arrived? You can say American Indians or Native Americans. Name one American Indian tribe in the United States. All of these are American Indian tribes. I think Pueblo is the easiest one. Now we're going to talk about the colonies, and this has to do with the 13 original states. People from England first came to America in the 1600s. These people were called colonists. The original 13 states were called colonies. The first colony was in Jamestown, Virginia. Colonists from England came to Jamestown in 1607. They came to America for economic opportunity. They grew tobacco and traded with England. In 1620, other colonies came to Plymouth, Massachusetts. These colonies were called Pilgrims. The Pilgrims came to America because they wanted the freedom to practice their religion. They wanted religious freedom and political liberty. They sailed to America on a ship called the Mayflower. This is a painting of the Pilgrims. In November 1620, the Pilgrims arrived in North America. Today, it is called Plymouth, Massachusetts. The Pilgrims were happy and thankful to arrive. They were thankful for the new life and freedom. But they were worried and nervous about the future. It was a bad winter. It was cold and snowy outside. They needed food and clean water. They needed warm houses and clothes. In December, they looked for a good place. So this is the history of Thanksgiving. And the history of Thanksgiving has to do with the Pilgrims. Life was very difficult for the Pilgrims in the Plymouth colony. Many of them died during the first year. The Native Americans helped the Pilgrims. They taught the Pilgrims how to grow corn and other food. They taught them how to fish. They also helped them build houses. The Pilgrims wanted to give thanks for the many good things they had in America. They celebrated a holiday in the fall of 1621. They invited the Native Americans to a big dinner. The Native Americans brought most of the food. This holiday in the Plymouth colony is called the first Thanksgiving in America. Actually, the Native Americans already had celebrations like this one. Also, many people believe that the Jamestown colonists in Virginia celebrated the first Thanksgiving. Others believed the colonists in the area that are now North Carolina, Florida, or Texas celebrated the first holiday. Americans still celebrate Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Day is on the fourth Thursday in November every year. Families come together and have a big dinner. They usually eat turkey, potatoes, corn, squash, and cranberries. The Pilgrims and the Native Americans ate this food at their celebration in 1621. Name two national US holidays. You can say Thanksgiving, since we talked about Thanksgiving, and Columbus Day. You could also say New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, President's Day, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Veterans Day, and Christmas. You need to mention two, remember. Okay, so that's all for our video on exploration and colonization.